If you're hearing, I want to see more customer views, can I talk to one of your clients perhaps? Do you have any guarantees? How long have you actually been doing this? Does this sound familiar? All that this really means is a prospect don't perceive you to be in a position of authority. People will spend money with you when they perceive you as somebody who is better in some way, shape, or form. Meaning if they have something that you don't, right? Which could be a skill, expertise, success, confidence. Nobody will actually buy from you if you're dumber and less confident than them. That will never happen. Whomever has the most conviction on the call gets the outcome. And a lot of people actually complicate this topic, but it's actually very simple. Building authority comes from primarily a couple core different steps. But before we get into the core steps, let's talk about the mindset that you need to have when you're on these sales calls. Understand this, these prospects are signing up for these programs, they're buying things, they're putting their name, their email, or phone number because they need help, and you have the solution. So understand that they're coming to you naturally, so you are already in a position of authority. And they're not coming to you from like a weak position, nothing like that. Obviously, because it takes a lot of balls to realize that you have a problem. And so I have a lot of respect for people who go out, look for help, and who are looking to grow. But the thing is, like on a lot of these sales calls that I hear that my reps conduct, I hear them say like, thank you for your time, right? When you say things like, thank you for your time, you're like devaluing your time, right? Can you imagine you walking into an office, the doctor's office, and him saying, hey, thank you for coming? He's doing you a favor, right? Similarly in sales, keep in mind, they're coming to you, you're doing them a favor, right? Obviously, don't be a and be like, hey, like you're coming to me. No, that's not the mindset I want you to have. But understand from a sales perspective that they are coming to you. And maintain that frame, maintain that composure throughout the whole call. All right, let's talk about the core steps. So the first thing you can do on the intro is very important. So you can borrow authority. This is the easiest thing that you can do. For example, you can be like, hey, Rome, hey, this is Jack with XYZ, right? Or hey, this is Jack, I work side by side with XYZ. Now you just basically hijack their authority. Very subtle, but subconsciously, now you look like in a position of authority. Another thing, always seem booked and busy. You don't want to seem like you have nothing, right? You always want to seem that you're booked, you're busy, because people want to work with busy people. So whenever I hop on calls, I always say, which is true, people are like, how you doing? I'm like, dude, I've been busy, booked back to back, no time to scratch my ass, right? So now I look really, really busy, and I only mean business. The more authority that you can establish in the beginning of the interaction, the more likely the prospect will see you as an expert in your field, and the more likely they'll be willing to answer any questions that you have. The second thing is, this is super important, establishing the agenda. Guys, this is where you take control of the conversation and let the prospect know that you are in charge. And it's very important to say with confidence. And I usually say, hey, to get started, what I'm gonna do on the call is gonna ask you a few questions to get to know you, to see if or how I can help you. And if I can, I'll show you exactly how, and if not, I'm gonna do my best to point you in the right direction to the best of my knowledge. So you're telling them, I'm gonna be asking you a few questions, see if I can help you. And if I can, I'll do it. If not, all good. No worries, I'll point you in the right direction. It's a very crucial part to telling them that you're in charge. So how you speak. So how you speak really comes from your confidence in your voice. Whenever you start a call, you already have a level of authority, and you're kind of trying to maintain that frame throughout the whole call. The words that you say or how you say it is that diminishes your authority, right? So make sure you speak with confidence. Whenever you come off as hesitant or not an expert in your field, and by the way, I'm not saying that you're selling an e-commerce coaching program, for example, or real estate. I'm not saying you have to be a multi-millionaire in real estate or e-commerce. But obviously it helps if you have some knowledge about it, because that's gonna show in your confidence and your conviction. Even then, a lot of people who are actually rich with e-commerce don't even have that confidence, but it helps. How you speak is important. Make sure you're speaking confidently and articulating your words throughout the whole call. Have you done this before? I love this question. It's very easy, very subtle to make you look like an authority. So whenever you're on a sales call, usually in the beginning in situational based questions, when you're discovering more in the discovery phase, you would ask them, hey, by the way, have you actually done this before? Have you done e-commerce before? Have you done real estate before? And then automatically it puts you in a position of authority. Because if they say no, now naturally you're the expert in the field. So it's super important for you to ask them this question. Subconsciously it just makes you look like an expert. And think about it. Every time, even when you walk into a restaurant or a new experience that you've never went to, what's the first question they ask you? Hey, have you been here before? Subconsciously they're making you seem like they're the expert, they're the authority. Very powerful. Be selective with your words, guys. You gotta make sure you're not saying things that's lowering your status. right? I hear a lot of sales calls, a lot of new reps usually say things like, hey, thank you for your time. Like, again, I know you're trying to seem nice, but you just sound like customer service and it sounds like you don't value your own time, right? Another thing is like, tell me more, please. Again, you don't have to say please, right? You're doing them a favor. Remember the frame of mind that you have, the mindset that you have, they're coming to you. I think in sales, you don't get paid to think, you get paid to solve problems. To be honest, this is one of my favorite ones. When someone says to be honest, subconsciously people are gonna be thinking, oh, does he always lie and he's just being honest right now? I'm just asking because don't justify your questions. When you ask your questions, ask them with confidence and don't say, oh, I'm asking this just because I want to better understand. No. Just ask your question. Recap. So authority comes primarily your mindset, how you start the call, and how you speak, right? They're coming to you, you're like the doctor, you have the solution, they're coming to you with their problem. And the intro with agenda, make sure you set that up right with confidence, make sure you let them know exactly how the call is gonna go, show them that you're in charge, you're taking control early on the conversation. And the last thing is how you speak in the words that you say. These are pretty much the core steps that you need to understand in building authority. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Ciao.